these two players. Now the Archons arrive to close out July's attack. Great play by Stork, really well defended. He lost a few probes to July's harass, and that was some pretty good harass. It wasn't ineffectual harass. It wasn't a harass that was of poor quality that could easily be defended against. Stork actually did a great job there and deserves a lot of credit for the manner in which he defended that harass. July still getting a few probe kills, but he's taking a lot of damage to his Mutalist force, which is what he's primarily relying on. Now more Zealots rushing up the middle of the map, heading straight for July's base, and he's going to once again be forced. And I don't understand why Stork keeps doing this. He keeps sending his Zealots out without Archon support and taking a lot of damage. He's now got that expansion up and running at the bottom right hand corner of the map, and I really feel July had an opportunity there with his Mutalist to do a little bit more damage. I guess he felt his Mutalists were too damaged already, too weak already, and therefore would not be able to absorb the blast from the photon cannons. But I think July had an opportunity there because Stork was low on Archons and he was spread out all over the map, and he could have stopped that 5 o'clock expo for coming into play. Now it's 3 base versus 3 base. Even though July has a slight lead, Stork is going to be comfortable right now, and Stork is now going to start macroing up quite heavily. And that's the thing about Stork. I've rarely seen him do something that I feel is really inspiring or special or unique. And July now coming into Stork's main straight away. He's going to force Stork back again. Stork's going to take some time to get those Archons back. He doesn't seem to have any High Templar in the region either. He's lost 2 of the photon cannons. The third photon cannon is going to go down as well. He's bringing some Dragoons back. July, I feel, should have focused on the probes a little bit more, do some more damage to the economy. While it's great that he's taken out, and now Storm's going to come in. Meanwhile, Stork looks like he's going to focus his attack on the 11 o'clock base, but looks like he's stopped there in his tracks. He's just left his Zealots there on the ramp. He's just got about 5 Zealots, and he just seems to be unable to decide where to commit his forces. And I have to say, I'm not impressed with the way Stork is playing this game right now. He's done some things very well, but there are other things that he just seems to be lacking in, and July seems to be playing him a little bit like a yo-yo, drawing him back and forth. The key, though, is that Stork's economy continues to flourish, and that he is building up gradually a large-sized force, although he is taking a lot of damage to his Zealots from July's Mutalists, and July continuing to continue to focus on Mutaling, and looks like July's going to go for another harass now at Stork's main, and again, I think Stork would be well served by having a High Templar in there, and July's going to pick up a few of the probes. Photon Cannon now coming into play for Stork, but July's going to come in, get some kills, and go out before. And again, I feel that July before, instead of focusing on those 3 photon cannons, he could have done a lot more damage to Stork's economy and left the photon cannons there, and I think that would have been a more effective attack. Now Stork with a massive sized ground force against Mutalists anyway, because he's got 3 Archons and 3 High Templar, and July's going to really struggle to fight this because all he's got is Mutaling. Ultralisk cavalry going up, so July looks like he's trying to attack straight to Ultralisk, use the Mutalist to keep Stork at bay while attacking all the way out to Ultralisk. It looks like July's going to make a flank attack with these Zerglings here while Stork is focusing on his base. Stork has enough High Templar and Zealots, I feel, to be able to hold this. He just needs a couple of Zealots to hold the front door while the High Templar storm to high heaven. July trying to come in there and take those High Templar out to make the Zerglings more effective. Very clever play by July, and now the Zerglings arrive, and Stork is going to be forced to pull back. July's defense holds, and Stork is going to be forced to pull back. Stork, meanwhile, did not keep one of his High Templar alive and managed to get a storm off, so July's Zerglings aren't going to be as effective as he would have liked them to be. Stork's force still some distance away, and July streaming into Stork's National Expo, and Stork's National Expo is being overrun by July's Zerglings. Stork is desperately trying to hold it here, but July, if he can take this Nexus down, it's going to just really cripple Stork in this game. He's going to kill masses and masses of probes. Stork's reinforcements are just about retreating and arriving into the base. Stork seems to have kept half of his probes alive. Now July trying to focus on the Nexus, not going to be able to take it down, and is going to run away with the last few of his Zerglings. But a great flanking maneuver by July. Absolute brilliant play. He's lost all of his Mutalist though, so I'm not sure how he's going to defend against Stork's counter. He has only Zerglings, and Stork has a lot of High Templar there, and Stork is clever with his High Templar, and July just trying to pick off those High Templar with the Zerglings, with small groups of Zerglings, trying to focus the High Templar to waste the storm, and a great play by July there, because the storm going off on all of the Zealots as well as the Archons by the High Templar, and July continued to send in piecemeal Zerglings to try and focus those Archons down, try and slow them down. The Mutalists were really helping in that regard. He still hasn't been able to make the switch fully to Ultralisk yet. He still hasn't got the upgrades and has started producing Ultralisk, but he did do great damage to Stork's economy, and the question is whether July's going to be able to hold now, because Stork is now going for a massive counterattack at July's expansion at the 11 o'clock position, and I'm not sure if July's enough. July once again bringing in Zerglings, just try and slow Stork down a little bit, try and force him to use some storms. Great play by July. He has got cracklings obviously by this stage. Another storm by Stork. Stork is being forced to use his storms up, and July continuing to mass produce the Zerglings and just holding Stork at bay with Zerglings alone, and Stork's attack fails. July's defense holds. Great play by July, and Stork is forced to retreat. July now coming in with more Zerglings to try and finish off Stork's forces, trying to prevent him from retreat, and Stork with massive storms is going to clean them out. July managed to get another Archon taken down. Again, great play by July. He's killed off most of Stork's ground force, and now he's got his Ultralisk up and running, and looks like they've got 1-1 upgrades. Stork now Stork now in a position to macro quite heavily, although he has taken significant damage to his economy, and that's the important difference in this game. Even though both players have killed each other's army, Stork hasn't been able to build up that massive Protoss ball. And July now is going to catch a couple of High Templar off guard with his group of Zerglings, and he takes out 2 High Templar, and that's going to hurt Stork big time. He's lost all his High Templar in there, and July has got a group, almost a full control group of Ultralisks. This is going to be painful for Stork. July with a full control group of Ultralisks and Cracklings in support is about ready to make an attack, and July has just used the terrain beautifully here. He has really just appeared all over the map, as like a million mirages, and Stork just keeps hitting July's mirages and finding nothing but air, while his own units keep getting sniped off, and July is really doing well, and I'd be very surprised if July doesn't manage to pull the victory out here. July once again with more Zerglings now catching Stork, and this is the place that the Protoss player really doesn't want to be being attacked on 2 fronts. Where do you storm? Your storms are just so ineffective if they have to be spread out, and Stork is going to lose all of his ground force here to July's Zergling and Ultralisk, and he's going to have nowhere to run. He's managed to sneak one of his, he's got a DT in there as well, and he's managed to sneak one of his High Templar away. Stork really needs to do some damage to July's economy. July hasn't looked like he's made any moves to expand further. He seems content just to push, and Stork now using that artificial choke created by the gateway to try and get some storms off against July's Ultras, but July's Ultras have been able to get through. July looks like he's going to pull back. Meanwhile, shuttle going in from Stork, and Stork really needs to do some damage to July's economy here to pull this game back. And if Stork can get some storms off, some good storms off, then oh my god, July sees the shuttle and thwarts it with the Scourges. Great play by July. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if those Scourges were just patrolling and happened to catch the shuttle, but the Dark Templar really helped save Stork's butt there by spotting those Scourges out for him, and that shuttle is going to probably be able to make it for safety. If July had taken that shuttle down on that occasion, that would have been GG right now. I feel July's missing a trick right now. He's got the superiority of numbers. He had forced Stork back with large forces. He should have taken advantage of that opportunity to put another expansion down and try and take the economic lead. I still haven't seen a Defiler's Den for July, but it looks like July is content to play on sort of this kind of 3-base build, and I feel that if he allows the game to go on too long like this, then he's going to have a disadvantage. Stork has got his economy back up and running. He's rebuilt a decent sized force, and Stork has been using his force quite effectively to defend, and July should realize that he should try and outgrow Stork, and July brilliantly taking down the Observer, taking down Stork's Observer. Not that July has any lurkers to be able to fight the Observers with. Stork now with primarily Zealots and Archons. And he's got a Reaver as well. He's got a Reaver and High Templar in that shuttle. Quite effective against only Ultralisk. And July not having a single, and July this time is going to be able to take the shuttle down. One Scourge hits the shuttle. The second Surge takes the shuttle down. The shuttle is gone, but Stork has killed off all of July's ground forces, so the Reaver is going to be safe. July's trying to come around the back, and that was careless by July, just fighting with Ultralisk. He should have waited till he had some Zerglings out as well. He should have tried to maneuver and get a better position. So Stork is slowly working his way back into this matchup. He's now got a couple of Reavers out. He's probably waiting for another shuttle to pop, and Stork was using a very diverse force, now trying to focus on that Reaver, but unable to do enough damage. And July doesn't have a large enough ground force right now to be able to take Stork down, and I believe he made a mistake when he had that large force, when he killed Stork off in the middle to try and go and finish Stork off in his base. I believe that was July's mistake. That was the point. Sometimes July can be too aggressive for his own good. We all love him for the fact that he is so aggressive, and July managed to pick the Reaver off. It was key that he didn't let that Reaver escape, and he's going to take some of the Archons down as well. That DT fighting quite effectively for Stork, hidden commando, stealth ninja within Stork's forces and doing significant damage to July's forces. And I feel that the game is almost even up here between these two players, because both players are still on the 3 bases, and July, obviously having been on the 3 bases a little bit longer, probably is running a little bit lower on minerals than Stork. Now finally July tries to take the expansion just south of the 12 o'clock position, and I'm not sure if he's going to be able to defend this, because Stork has got a massive force of Zealots with Archons and DTs mixed in, and I don't think July has anything he's going to be able to defend. If July had a couple of lurkers, he could be so much more effective here, and just a couple of High Templar coming in behind that force as well, and this July's going to once again try and catch Stork in a pincer movement, try and attack him from both directions. He's going to try and take that. I don't know why he's consistently trying to find Observers to take down. It's not like he has any lurkers, so it's not like the Observer is going to make any difference. Stork's force is surrounded, some decent storms going off. I feel July's defense is almost going to hold here. It doesn't hold. Stork survives. Stork's forces survive July's attack, and July's used up anything. July doesn't have too many reinforcements here, so July's not going to be able to hold his base, and actually now the game is swinging in Stork's favor. July bringing more reinforcements in, a couple of Ultras coming in piecemeal to try and take Stork on, and unfortunately he's forced to do that because he just doesn't have enough forces to be able to support it. But July's defense actually is just about going to hold here. Just a couple of DTs left, and July leaving a lone Ultralist to fight the DTs. Careless by July, and Stork bringing reinforcements in. This is really, really close here, but looks like July's defense has just about held. That High Templar being taken out before it could be effective, and July holds his defense. But Stork, meanwhile, has also got his expansion up at the just north of the 6 o'clock position, and I feel that Stork is getting in a really strong position here. July's going to need to pull out some defilers and put some heavy defiler play in place in order to be able to take advantage now. So July's defense holds, both players with a decent economy, and July just setting some a group of Zerglings there, carelessly losing them, and July really he cannot afford to sacrifice too many more units now. That shuttle, if July can get a kill on that shuttle with Reavers in it, it's going to be massive. The shuttle is probably going to get taken down. I don't think he's going to be able to save the shuttle, but the Reavers are probably going to be safe. Great micro by Stork. Oh my god, I was certain that